Hey everybody, this is Will from Will's Treasures, and I'm super pumped to be here this Saturday morning on another Premier train. First off, I want to thank Mad Stacker for inviting me back for another week to show you guys some pretty cool stuff. So today we're going to show you a lot of my metal detecting finds from over the past couple years. Now, if you didn't know, I've been metal detecting for over 20 years now. I found some really cool stuff. I keep in my office, I keep a little display table with a lot of my finds. So we're going to get right to it, and I'm going to show you, and we'll go through a whole bunch of the finds. If you have any questions, please put them down in the chat. I'll answer them for you. But this is going to be pretty cool. Stick around to the end because we have more going on in the Premier train, and you're not going to want to miss the last item that I'm going to show you. So let's get started. All right, guys, so this is my little display table, and it has a glass top. Everything stays protected in here. It has a nice felt table here. And look at all these cool finds that I found in the last couple of years. I mean, I think we're going to start right over in this area and we'll work our way around. But I'm going to start with this coin right here. This is the only Benji that I ever found. It is a 1961. The only one I ever found. I was super pumped when I found it. And I don't know if any of you other people have metal detect, but when you pull silver out of the ground, it comes out nice and clean. So when you're digging your plug and you come across silver coin, it pops out, and the only thing you got to do is rinse it underwater, and you got yourself a beauty. Here's a little spoon, silver spoon that I found. This is a top to a salt and pepper shaker, old style, very decorative. Little pulley. This is a Croto bell, if you know what these are. Here's a small one, and up here, this is like a standard size. Look at this bad boy right next to it. This thing's a monster. Bigger than a golf ball. Still has the bell inside of it. Pretty cool find. Now let's just go back down over here. This is a little badge that I found, a little tag, and it's from New York. And it says, "If I'm lost, please notify," and it has a an address on it. So here's a couple V-nickels that I found. Pretty cool finds. It's always nice when you pop something like this out. This is a 1908 and a 1907. Nickels are hard to find. If you're into metal detecting, they come up as a same signal as a bottle cap or a pop tab. So I don't dig a lot of those signals, but when I do, sometimes I get lucky and I'll pull a nickel out. Otherwise, you could be pulling out bottle caps all day long. Now these right here, these four are large cents, and they're back from the 1800s. And I've found a handful of them before. I probably found about 20 of them. But the reason I have these four in my little display here is I found each one of these within 20 feet of each other. And that's like unheard of. These are cool coins, all from the 1800s. I'm going to bring these over to my scope, and we're going to take a closer look at them, see if we can pull any dates off of them, because I don't remember. And when you're out there detecting, you're gonna come across horseshoes. A lot of times they're broken. This one's not, so keep the lucky horseshoes. And I have another one up in this corner, and this one's a beast. Look at it compared to that other one. This came from a big horse. This thing right next to it, you might think, hey, is that a bullet? No, it's not. This is actually a metal lipstick case. And there's still lipstick inside of this. I pulled it up at an old farmhouse. Pretty cool find. I thought it was a bullet at first until I got it open and I went, oh, damn, that's lipstick. Now let's move on over here. And this I also found at the farmhouse. Peace dollar. My very only one that I ever found, 1923 Peace Dollar. Definitely a keeper. I will never forget that day when I pulled that out of the ground. I was getting a crazy high signal, and I figured this is probably a soda can or something, or some type of aluminum. But boom, it was a Peace Dollar. I was pumped that day, let me tell you. So let's move over to the center here. And most of these things that I found, I would say 75% of them was at this same farmhouse. Okay, if it wasn't, I'll let you know. But I found all these half dollars at the farmhouse. These are all from the 40s, 40, 43, 42, up 39. And these are all from the 40s down below here. So I found 8 Walking Liberty halves at that farm. Right in the center here, pretty cool piece. This is a heel plate. It's got a little heart design. Probably came from a child's shoe. Very cool piece, very historical. Let's go over here. I remember finding this. This was in the front yard of that farmhouse. This is a Pond's cold cream. And I hit on it because of the metal top. Let's see. These are the dimes that I found there. I found 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Roosevelts, 1 Mercury dime. All in decent condition. This one's got a little clip on it, but all readable dates. This is a belt buckle right here. This is another belt buckle. These are D-rings. This is what they used to tie down, like maybe like on a horse or something. They would, you know, feed the lines through the D-rings. So that was pretty cool. I have a couple bullets that I found there. I don't know what caliber they are. One's small, one's a little bigger. And, you know, I have some bullet shells. All cool finds. I like keeping those, but this is definitely cool. This is a round ball, okay? This is a old lead round ball. It was fired and it hit something. You can see the damage on it. But back in the day when they used to, you know, pack the rifles with the old lead balls and add the gunpowder and everything, this is what they were firing. So I would hate to get hit by something like that. Now moving right along, this also came from that farmhouse. Let me open it up. This is a little container, a little metal container, but it's very cool. Look at the bird on it. I'm not sure what this was used for, whether it was a pill box or a snuff box. I don't know, very decorative. The hinge still works. It's got a little loop on it that maybe you can put a string through it, wear it around your neck. I really don't know, but a cool find. And here's something else. Karen, if you're out there, I found your tag. Crazy. This is a railroad lock. I found this in the Poconos. This wasn't at the farmhouse. There was a railroad station that went through the Poconos back in the early 1900s. I found this cool brass lock. I think it's pretty awesome. I found 6 quarters, silver quarters. Also very cool finds. Bunch of shoe buckles. These 2 are belt buckles. These 2 bottom ones, these are shoe buckles back in the day. And let's get to the middle here before we run out of time. I don't want to run out of time. Here are 1, 2, 3, 4 Mercury dimes and 4 more silver dimes here. So those were all found. Now these are a couple buttons, flat buttons, and they still have the shank on them, which is the back piece. This one doesn't, but this is an older button. Doesn't have the shank, it broke off. And this was a cool find. I found this. This is a Civil War token. And I found this in New Jersey, next to a creek where an old house used to stand. And I was using one metal detector and I found this. I thought it was a great find. And a week later, I got a brand new metal detector and I went back there to hit that spot again. And lo and behold, I found this in that same area. And I'm going to take this over to my desk. We're going to look at this underneath the scope, and then I'll explain what it is. So let's get over there. All right, back at my desk. And what might you ask is this? This is a George Washington inaugural presidential button. And I'm going to put it underneath my scope so you can see what it is, and I'll tell you a little story about it. But I found this in New Jersey. So let's look at it a little closer. Get it underneath the scope for you. And you can see, where does it say it? All right, right here. Long live the president. Let's get it focused in for you. All right, how's that? Having a tough time getting it focused. There it is. All right, long live the president. Now, you see on the outside here, you have these circles all around the whole coin. And each one of these circles has the initials of the first 13 colonies. Here's New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Delaware, and it goes all the way around, all 13 colonies, which is pretty cool. And on the back, if you can see it, the shank is still there. It's bent, but it's still there, which makes it incredibly valuable. And I took this to a place that strictly deals with old artifacts and antiques and everything, and I showed it to a guy, and he asked me if I wanted to sell it. I said, well, you know what? I would definitely like to see what it's worth. And you know, so he did a little research on it, and he came back to me and he slid this piece of paper across the desk to me, and he says, well, I'll give you $4,000 for it. And I said, you know what? I think I'm gonna pass, because the research that I did after I cleaned it up, there was only 2 that have been sold like this one in the last 10 years, and one sold for $9,000 and the other one sold for $11,000. So I think I'm going to hold out for a little longer. You think I'm right? But that is an absolute bucket list coin find for a metal detector. 1 in a million. I mean, it was crazy. I was so excited that day. Now these are those large cents. You can see it says 1 cent on the back of it. Can't really see a date on the front of this one. Let's look at a different one here. Yeah, these are pretty crusty. The large cents don't really wear well underground, but you can see, you can clearly see that it's a large cent. Let's see if we can pull a date off of this last one. 1833. That's an oldie. You can see the Liberty here, and there's the date. So that's pretty cool. 1833, and you can see the 1 cent on the back. You can clearly read that. And here's that funky one with the cuts in it. I don't know why they would do that, but you can see where it says Liberty here. Here's the face. The date you really can't see. But all in all, I found those within 20 feet of each other. Super pumped that day. So I hope you guys enjoyed a little tour of what I found the last couple of years. I get out as often as I can, and on average each year I probably find between 20 and 30 silver coins. So it pays to metal detect. If you have a chance, get out and do it. And stick around, because after Mad Stacker, at the end of this premiere train, we have Robert Worley's auction that he's doing for him. So stick around for that. There's going to be some amazing things. And sit back now, because Pistol Packing Pilot is coming up next. I'll see you guys there.